Hello, my name is Virpi Kaisto. I'm a junior researcher and a PhD candidate in University of Eastern Finland, and this is a video abstract for my article titled City Twinning from a Grassroots Perspective, introducing a spatial framework to the study of twin cities. This article was published in Journal of Borderland Studies in 2017. In this abstract, I will tell you about the contents of the article and take you on a short sightseeing. What motivated me to conduct this research was a discrepancy that I discovered between existing literature on twin cities and a study that I carried out with my Russian colleague in the cities of Imatra and Svetogorsk on the Finnish-Russian border. In most of the existing literature, researchers argue that no true twin cities exist. They define twin cities as a pair of border towns, adjacent to each other, with a similar age and size, and with a feeling of belonging together between local authorities and populations. And they look for these qualities in different city pairs. The most challenging aspect of city twinning seems to be the formation of ties between local inhabitants and a consequent formation of a common identity. In my study, I had discovered that there are people in Imatra and Svetogorsk who feel as if they live in a twin city. So I had to ask myself how it is possible that researchers claim that there are no true twin cities, but there are people in Imatra and Svetogorsk who feel as if they live in one. So I set out to study this question and organized 6 focus group interviews in Imatra and Svetogorsk. My aim was to understand how local people live in these cities and what the concept of a twin city means for them. In order to do that, I developed a conceptual framework which was inspired by Henry Lefebvre's spatial triad. For me, the twin city represented a concept that sort of combines Imatra and Svetogorsk as one space. As I live in Imatra, I decided to show you what this space actually looks like. Right now I'm standing in the center of Imatra. The city center of Svetogorsk is located only 7 kilometers or 4.3 miles away from this place. As it is possible to cross the border by bike, we will now head to Svetogorsk on 2 wheels.
We will start our tour from Imatra, which was established after the Second World War, when the border between Finland and the Soviet Union was moved westwards as Finland ceded territories to the Soviet Union. After the war, the border was closed and it was appointed the status of an international border crossing point only in 2002. Today the border is open for 24 hours and it is possible for anyone with a valid passport and visa to cross it. The border crossing traffic has increased steadily and the border has begun to shape life and landscape in the cities. Imatra and Svetogorsk form the only cross-border urban area along the borderline. In the end of the 1990s, the city administrations introduced a city twins concept to market this unique space for economic activities, but during the last few years they have begun to retreat from using the concept, referring to its connotation as the merging of two cities. We have now arrived in Svetogorsk and it's time to share the research results.
In my paper I illustrate how the participants of the focus groups described Imatra and Svetogorsk and how they discussed the twin city concept. I show how most of the participants felt that Imatra and Svetogorsk are not a twin city. Many of the participants perceived Imatra and Svetogorsk a cross-border space and they used that space in their everyday lives but did not assign any name to it. However, a few participants did consider Imatra and Svetogorsk a twin city. And the major finding of my study is that these participants identified with the twin city because their associations of the concept corresponded with their perceptions of Imatra and Svetogorsk and their lived experiences in these cities. For one of the participants, for example, it was enough that it's now possible to cross the border and to go shopping to the other city. So this explains why it is possible that there are people who feel as if they live in a twin city, even in Imatra and Svetogorsk, where the contexts for creating cross-border identities are especially challenging. To conclude, my paper offers a conceptual tool for analyzing twin cities from the perspective of local inhabitants, and it also contributes to the understanding of the twin city concept and how local inhabitants relate to it. I hope that this video and the short sightseeing will stimulate you to go and read my article. Thank you!